When it comes to the New Orleans Saints, listen, I can't see this team being a playoff team or having any chance in hell of being able to win the NFC South. I know this is the NFL's weakest division, but as long as the Saints have Dennis Allen as their head coach, they're always going to be garbage in my eyes. I would never bet on New Orleans having a winning season as long as Dennis Allen continues to be the head coach of this team. They went 9-8 last year, but they were 2-6 against teams that had winning records. The only teams they beat that were above 500 were the Indianapolis Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the second time they played. This season, they're going to be playing 8 potential playoff teams. And if you struggled to beat playoff teams last year, how are you going to be better at beating them this year when you still have the same head coach? Everywhere Dennis Allen has been, he's lost. When he was coaching for the Raiders, when he got his first head coaching opportunity, they were terrible. And we see him still struggling to have success down there in New Orleans. You went 9-8 last year. Cool. What did you have to show for it? Nothing, because you still missed the playoffs because you couldn't beat the good teams. You beat up on the sorriest teams in the league last year. And another reason why you should be low on the New Orleans Saints this season is how bad their offensive line is. PFF ranks their offensive line as the worst in the NFL going into this year. Ryan Ramczyk, their starting right tackle from last year, he's out for the season. You're moving Trevor Penning to right tackle in hopes that maybe he can have more success on that side than what he was at left tackle because he was so bad last season, he got benched. Your pass rush is a huge concern. You were 28th in the league last year in sacks per game. Cam Jordan has completely fallen off the cliff. Father Time has finally reached his doorstep. He only had 2 sacks last year. That was the worst season of his whole entire NFL career. You signed Chase Young in free agency. Chase Young is a huge disappointment. This is somebody that when he got traded from Washington to San Francisco, I thought that it was going to be a guarantee the 49ers were going to win it all. But he goes to San Francisco and completely becomes irrelevant. I didn't hear Chase Young's name being mentioned at all anytime I watched the 49ers play last year. And the only thing that I saw about Chase Young that was being talked about after the games was him showing lack of effort, not sticking to his assignment. The Saints are not going to be a good team this year. Are they going to be garbage? Probably not. But they're most likely to finish in the middle of the pack in the NFC South this year. They're probably going to be a 6, maybe 7-win team at best this year. Their defense isn't going to be that good because they aren't going to have a consistent pass rush. And offensively, Derek Carr isn't as good as what the stats may indicate. He had 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year. From a statistical standpoint, he looked great. But when you watch him play, all he does is throw damn checkdowns. He has a conservative playing style where now he doesn't win you games. He just doesn't lose you games. And you can't win a weak division with that kind of quarterback play. You need somebody who's going to go out there and win you these big games. Something that Derek Carr has been unable to do for the majority of his career. And you got a new offensive coordinator in Clint Kubiak. If he ends up working out, then I could completely be wrong about the New Orleans Saints this year. But I don't think he's going to be that good. Derek Carr, not only is he getting old, but the more he plays, the more scarier he tends to play as well. This is somebody that last year would throw more checkdowns than any quarterback I've watched. All you do is spam drag, out routes, checkdowns to Alvin Kamara. How often does Derek Carr push the football downfield? Not really all that much. And I expect Derek Carr to regress even more this year. Before last season, when he first got to New Orleans, he was considered to be a top 13, top 15-ish quarterback. But now, I view him more as a 18th, top 20 quarterback now. Barely below average. So the Saints this year, to me, not only do they not have a shot at winning the NFC South, but I really believe that they're going to end up firing Dennis Allen after this year, because last year was playoffs or bust. That team had enough talent and that weak of a division to be a playoff team. And they went 2-6 against teams that had 500 or better records. And if you can't beat good teams, why should I believe you're going to be able to beat the 8 potential playoff teams that you're going to play this year with Dennis Allen as your head coach? Eventually, you see enough of somebody to know what they are. I don't need to see another season of Dennis Allen to know that this dude is a garbage head coach. And it doesn't matter how good of a team you have. You can have the most talented team in the NFL, still not make it to the playoffs, still underachieve because your head coach sucks. Dennis Allen has yet to lead a team to the postseason. And now all of a sudden he's going to be able to do it this year when he was 2-6 against teams with winning records. I'm good off the Saints. I am fading the Saints. I'm taking the under with whatever their win total is. I don't see this being a sleeper team or a team that could surprise us when you still have the biggest issue on the team, that being Dennis Allen. I would never trust a Dennis Allen coach team. He's a good defensive coordinator, but he's not cut out to be a head coach.